Welcome back to 4 Geeks by Geeks, the place where geeks come to geek out. I am Jeff Sitz, your lodestone leading you through legends of lazy lollygags, loopholes and lying liches limericks, and lovely lands of lascivious lads and lasses, that when looked at as a lump sum becomes Dungeons and Dragons. As always, if you need to catch up on the story thus far, and I really suggest you at least catch up on last week's episode. It was awesome. You can find 4 Geeks by Geeks on YouTube for all of our VODs, or look us up wherever you can find podcasts, and you can just listen to us that way. If you've been with us since the beginning, you know who you are. Keep being beautiful, baby. Returning for yet another week of this chaos, we have the lanky and lethal ranger with a license to kill, Gaia, played by Lucas. The lucky light-bringing literature lord, Merrick, played by Boser, and the lamentable rogue with a leniency and liability for, well, dying. Milos, played by our wonderful and gracious T.
Wow.
How does it feel to be good at dying?
I know.
I am the master of death. Hey, he's the master of death. Just his own death.
Ooh, actually,
I don't just go out of my way to kill myself. It's usually protecting you fuckers.
that's,
Not you
yeah.
fuckers, just one fucker.
Yeah.
Actually,
I had
T,
nothing to do with that last time. I was on a boat. You were on a rock.
T, do you do a character playlist for your characters?
I do not, but if I wanted to for this one, this shit would get real complicated real fast.
I think you should look up Collector of Souls by Coyote Kid. Or Destroyer of Worlds,
Okay.
I think is what it's called. Destroyer of Worlds by Coyote Kid. I think you would really appreciate it in context to Milos and what he's been through recently.
Please text that to me because my memory is very, very poor.
I will, but
Flash forward to when this episode airs and Shaq
Right.
is yelling at you.
I hope y'all can recover from last session. I really do, because otherwise this wouldn't be as much fun as it is.
I'm feeling great.
But yeah,
I just
previously.
I grew to love Pasha even more than I did.
Oh yeah, that was a
God.
heart-touching moment for me.
Me, myself, and I have learned to fear Pasha. Gaia has no
But yeah.
idea what happened, but
I want to
Previously, on Dungeons and Dragons Ball Z, our adventurers fought off a zombie horde and a giant undead rock with the assistance of the Lament and its crew. In the battle, however, after striking a near-fatal blow to the bird, Milos fell from the rock as it was flying away, returning to its nest, and crashed back down on the ship, broken, bloodied, and barely hanging on to life. Pasha showed why he doesn't use his magic to heal as often as everyone would like, and saved Milos' life. But we have yet to see what cost that will hold for Milos. Milos, you are falling, tumbling through the air. You see the rock above you turn out of sight as the ship, the Lament, comes into view below as you are spinning, trying to regain some semblance of balance or orientation. And if I remember correctly, you weren't worried. You were at peace. You had a smile across your face as you accept this could be the end. There's a pain right here where your left shoulder meets your spine and everything goes black.
That tracks.
But in this void, it's not as oppressive as it was the first time you died. And you see a faint glow ahead of you. The glow grows, brightens, as it gets closer and closer. And eventually, you see that this glow is in fact a humanoid figure. Walking forward. Taller than you realized, because as they approach, they tower over you. Humanoid form, full armor, with the head of a lion, and bright blue eyes. And this figure crouches down, trying to get closer to your eye level, but again, they tower over you at about 12 feet tall.
Jesus Christ.
But as this figure crouches down low, you feel the warm, comforting breath blow over you as they say,
I've seen your journey, brave one.
It's been a journey. You take me to the other side now?
Potentially. That is an option here.
and he extends a hand to you.
Care to introduce yourself first, or is this just like a blind faith test?
You've thrown yourself in harm's way plenty of times before, not knowing what the outcome would be.
Can't say I argue with that logic, and Milos reaches out to shake his hand.
And as you grab onto his hand, it is more than just like a child shaking an adult's hand. Your hand is like an infant's in this giant's hand. And so as you go to shake it and grab onto his hand, you feel yourself float up and become, not grow, but become level with him as he stands up, as you are floating there weightless. And he starts to, there's nothing around you in this void. It is still black around you, so there's nothing to really orient yourself, but you feel a slow wind pass by you as you are moving in forward, whatever direction that is, as this figure still continues to talk.
I've watched your journey, and you've proved yourself time and time again to be what I consider the truest, bravest kind of warrior. Warriors can fight for many reasons, but it takes fighting for others to really be the best of the best.
I appreciate that.
And from what I see on the other side, where you came from, they are doing what they can to bring you back. It is not your time to come with me, but there is a seat saved at my table. And when you awake, my sign will be next to you, as a symbol of that promise.
Well, I guess with how the last few months have been going, I'm sure I'll be seeing you sooner rather than later.
Probably this episode.
Funnily enough, I don't think that's true. I feel like you have a long journey ahead of you yet. But we'll see.
With that, you gasp and wake up with a jolt.
Where am I?
Whoa, hold on. Lay down.
Who are you?
I am Pasha, your friend. It is okay. Please, just lay down. You are going to hurt yourself if you move around like that. I did what I could to heal you, but there are still plenty of lingering injuries that we need to address still.
Where am I?
You are on the ship, the Lament. I know. This happens sometimes.
What ship? What? Who are
Silly.
you?
You took a nasty fall. You were essentially dead, and I pulled you back from the brink.
The moment Pasha says death, Milos is going to immediately look for that symbol.
Looking around, there is a fist that your eyes draw to at first. An arm lying on a table on the opposite side of the room. A scaled, blue-skinned arm with a strange purple-black tattoo along it.
Milos is going to throw himself off the table and run towards the arm. Move to the best of his current ability.
Give me either... Basically, Pasha's going to try and grapple you to keep you on the table, so go ahead and give me either acrobatics or athletics at disadvantage.
Acrobatics.
Because you are...
well, with a plus 11, that's still an 18.
Pasha rolled a nat 20 plus
Son of a
2
bitch.
as he just places the claw on your hand and, like, forcibly pushes you back down onto the table. I do not want to strap you down.
No, I need to know what that is.
I will get it for you, because that is actually something that we need to talk about. Do you trust me?
I don't know who you are.
I saved your life, and I am going to ask you what you want to do next. As long as you will lay down and stay here at this table, so you do not open up half of your body to spill across the floor of my office.
I don't know why you're yelling right now.
Because
it's okay, Milos. It's okay.
Who the hell?
So looking around, you do see a small gnome child. You don't immediately recognize them, but they do look familiar, and there is a sense of comfort that comes looking at them.
Are you my son?
No.
Then who are you? You look
What?
familiar.
Are you joking?
It is okay, Merrick. This happens plenty of times with head injuries. They have amnesia. They have a hard time remembering things that happened before the injury. No, your name is Milos. As Pasha comes back holding the arm. Something happened. You were dropped from a great height, and where you landed, well, it was not pretty. And I had to amputate.
I met someone. They told me they'd leave a symbol.
There are plenty of, your mind does strange things. When you get close to death, you see all sorts of things that your subconscious wants you to believe. It is a way of coping.
No, this was more.
You lost your arm.
And Milos at this point is probably gonna try to
Look at my body.
Your
which arm
left,
did I lose?
your left arm, pretty much from the shoulder on down, is gone.
Son of a bitch! Milos is probably gonna start panicking at this moment.
Please calm down. And actually, if you could give me I believe it's a wisdom saving throw, because Pasha is going to cast calm emotions on you.
That's probably best. That's an 11.
So you feel an uncontrollable wave of, really, your mind just kind of gets fuzzy as you no longer have the emotional energy to react like you were about to. Like, you start feeling the panic well up, and all of a sudden it's like a warm blanket is smothering all those emotions, and you don't have the capacity for strong emotion anymore.
We just got hit
Just
with his
yeah, pretty much. You just
When that
feel
Zanny kicks in, baby.
all you can manage to feel is a baseline comfort.
What else did I lose?
A lot of your memories, but those will come back with time. What you need to decide now is, would you rather go on living with just the one arm? Or would you like me to try and reattach an arm from
Depends.
someone
What
else?
do I do that would require me to have 2 arms?
You're not completely clueless of what life is like. You just don't remember your own memories as clearly as them being your own.
That's valid.
So you know having 2 arms is, optimal.
I'll take that arm, please.
Alright, I'm going to have to put you under again. Otherwise, this is going to hurt very much, and you're probably going to squirm, and it won't go well.
I
But
need to see the arm first, though. I need the symbol.
Of course. And as he holds up the arm, Merrick, you recognize it as Milos's arm from his old body. The same arm that has the tattoo on it.
Where did you get that? Pasha?
I save pieces from most people just in case. I figured in this situation there was reason to do so.
Milos's character art is getting fucking wild.
Yeah, we're gonna have to Photoshop some shit. I forgot that you had brought Milos's body back. I thought we left it there.
You see as you are looking over the arm, as it looks the same as what Merrick sees, but as you are looking at it, and as you are coming to terms with this is going to be your arm, the more you think about it as your own, you start to see a faint glimmer over the hand.
Okay.
As a gauntlet starts to materialize around it, faintly, not fully physical. But the more you see this arm as your own, or becoming your own, the more that vision seems to solidify.
Can I do would it be a history check to see if I recognize through any of my travels or researching that I would recognize what symbol that would be associated with?
It's gonna be a religion check.
Religion. Alright. Not my strong suit. But if there's ever a time
Did you
to
just roll
cost
a nat
Jeff
20?
his money,
Jesus.
it's right now.
Something
only
clicks.
+2, so it's only a 22 if that makes a difference.
Something clicks in your brain, and you don't know where you learned this from, but you remember a story or a book somewhere that you read. The fist of a selfless and self-sacrificing warrior is the symbol of Torm. Torm. A god of courage, self-sacrifice, a white knight god.
Okay. Googling this just so I know what it is. Ah.
So, with that, Pasha, Milos, do you want this?
I'll relax. Yes, please.
Okay. Now, again, there are going to be some weird times in the days ahead as you regain your memories. But, just know, everyone here on this ship, all they want for you is your own well-being.
Thanks, Pancake.
Of course. And he casts sleep on you. Do you try to resist?
Nope.
You are out like a light.
Is he gonna be okay, Pasha?
Yes, well, are any of us really okay? Was he okay before?
I guess.
Then he will be slightly less okay in some ways and slightly more okay in others. Death changes you. And he's saying this as he's laying the arm down and like cutting open the shoulder that was loosely stitched. But cutting it open, and he starts to stitch the arm to the shoulder.
I'm just watching in utter fascination.
Death is not an easy thing to go through. It is not an easy thing to deal with. And that is why whenever a mortal like us comes across it, it changes us in inexplicable ways. All we can hope for is that Milos is changed for the better rather than the alternative.
Have you ever died?
No, I tend to... I study death, but I've never witnessed, or I've never experienced it myself.
Me neither. I don't really want to.
Yes, let us hope that for you, it holds off on the experience for quite a while.
Yeah.
And
I'm
Merrick,
just gonna go to the other side of Milos' body and just hold his regular hand.
You hear in your head, Merrick, you have managed to stave off death for this long, even though it's followed you quite closely.
Yeah.
You've done well, Merrick.
Well, I've had help. Kakin.
Milos and Gaia have helped you quite a bit along the way, yes.
And you have too?
I'm not sure if my help counts, but it's appreciated.
Kagan? Where did you go? When we were fighting the big bird and I opened the cork, you weren't there.
I was, but it's complicated, Merrick.
I'm smart. I'm a big boy. I can handle things, you know. You don't have to protect me. From knowledge, at least.
No, it's just difficult to explain.
Nothing's difficult for you.
Maybe it is time. But later, tonight. Right now, you should be with your friend.
Yeah. Later. And I just squeeze Milos's hand.
Gaia, would you like to do anything in the evening? Right now, you are finishing up the repairs on the ship's sails and rigging as the Lament sails away from the island as quickly as possible.
I'd probably go and see Milos.
Okay. So yeah, you make it down to you make your way down below deck, and just outside of Pasha's office, you see Conrad leaning against the door, or leaning against the wall next to the doorway. Don't cross this line. Gaia, hello. Hey.
Hi, Conrad. How are you? How are you holding up?
To be completely honest, I'm a little out of my depth here. I haven't been introduced to anyone, and I feel terribly, terribly guilty for what happened to Milos. And I didn't want to intrude on the doctor's personal area, but I wanted to make sure that I was around in case he needed anything from Milos.
I'm sorry. We need to get you set up on the boat. It's just a lot right now.
Don't worry about me. Milos takes the cake right now.
Give me like 5 minutes, and then I'll take you to masturbation, and we will be able to.
I don't know what kind of person you think I am, but I'm not.
No, the quartermaster.
I'm flattered.
Our quartermaster, Bastian. He's.
Oh.
Yes.
Bastian, the master of the quarters, of course. Okay. I understood. And he leans back against the wall.
And I'll just go in and see if he's like passed out. I'll keep him asleep, and I won't try to wake him. And
yeah, Milos is unconscious at the moment. You see Pasha finishing up sewing on an arm that you recognize as Milos's old body's arm onto Milos's new body.
I'm just sitting there like, oh my god.
Hi, Gaia.
And yeah.
Hi, Merritt. I'll leave Nuri here with you. That way, you have some kind of support. But I have to deal with Conrad and getting this ship in top shape so we can get out of here.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. It's just a lot of lost a lot of good people today, and the ship's in pretty bad shape.
Did you fight the bird too? I didn't see you.
Well, I am not as hands-on as Milos can be sometimes. But yes,
yeah,
dude.
He rode that bird.
He did. Foolish as he is, knowing he can't swim if he fell.
He can swim. He can't breathe underwater.
Not if you're knocked out. But
Milos is pretty amazing.
He's something. He's something else. And hopefully he comes back from this.
He will.
I would say that Milos is a prime example of the line between bravery and idiocy.
We now have a term for it.
It is a very common idea that there are those who are brave, and then there are those who are idiots, and there's a thin line that separates the two concepts, and Milos is the physical embodiment of that line.
So now whenever anybody does anything kind of stupid, but like really cool, we should say, wow, that was so Milos.
Yeah, I don't...
No, the tricks.
I think it's just fucking around and finding out.
I also like
while I'm
that.
asleep.
That's so Milo.
I want that stitched around my arm so once it heals, it scars.
But I'm finishing up on Milos for now. He's probably going to sleep for a good while. If you two want to go about your business for the evening, he'll be here tomorrow morning.
He'll be okay?
He will be perfectly fine. Well, as fine as he was yesterday. Less fine in other ways, more fine in different.
Right.
Right. So.
Alright, Pasha.
Okay, Gaia, do you need help?
I would see what you can do with the cannons. They're probably gonna need serviced after that. Lizzie and I are taking care of the rigging. Don't worry about that.
Get out of my office. What?
Pasha,
I think we should go.
Pasha, today is not the day.
Oh, you don't. It's okay. If you wanted to go, you can. Get out of my office. You can stay here and talk to Milos if you want, but don't. It'd be very annoying.
Okay. Good luck. Just gonna scuttle. Wait, where'd you say Conrad was?
As you walk out the door and
as Conrad, you walk around the door and Conrad is right there next to you. Don't cross this line. I'm right here. Hello, Merrick? No, that's Pasha's voice. Don't cross this line. Merrick, was it?
Yeah, Merrick Baffelhelm.
Merrick Baffelhelm. What a mouthful.
I'm sorry for kind of being an ass on the island.
He extends a hand to you, standing up tall still, but extends the hand down to you. The apology is much appreciated.
I haven't been around a lot of people in my life, and those that I have are here on the ship. And I guess there's a lot of assholes on the ship. So
everybody has one.
And they all stink. But
well, that tracks. I haven't been on ships for very long, but of those that I have been on, most of the sailors on there are assholes.
But one question.
Yes.
Before I have to go take care of cannons and stuff, but because I'm a powder monkey, and that's my job on the ship.
They find a place for everyone, don't they?
Well, I think the captain put me there because I think she thought I'd be really good at it. And did you see me shoot the bird with the cannon all by myself?
Was that you firing the cannon out of the smoke?
Mm-hmm. I did the smoke too. Yeah.
You did the smoke. You are full of surprises. You and I will have to talk sometime, Merrick.
And that's what I want to actually talk to you about is you were doing some cool stuff on the island. And
yes.
You said you had a book that helps you make things.
And he reaches into his shirt.
Like weird-ass multi-classing.
He's got, as I said, his clothes are in tatters. And so he reaches inside his tattered shirt, and you see that there is a leather-bound, a leather bookcase tucked against his chest. He undoes the clasp, opens it up, pulls the book out. Pristine condition. Untouched by the water that he was swimming through. This is actually a culmination of 3 generations of notes on the effects of black powder and how it can be used for propulsion. And he pulls one of the pipes off of his belt. Unfortunately, right now it's not going to work very well because it is soaking wet, but these actually work similar to the cannons up above, but on a smaller scale.
They're mini cannons?
Essentially, yes. And he does, the gunslingers flip the pistol around his hand and puts it back into his belt. And so, these two here and this one on my back are all variations of a similar design of a spark to ignite the black powder and fire. We can talk about this later, but we can certainly pour over my notes as the notes of my family, if you would like.
I would freaking love that.
Merrick, it sounds like you two are gonna have a chummy time together, and if he knows a lot about cannons, I guess take him with to see Bastion and see what you guys can do for the deck.
Yeah, you think you could help me fix the cannons?
Most certainly.
First, we have to tell Master Bastion.
Of course. Bastian, the master of the
Bastian.
Quarteth.
Yeah, Master Bastian.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it said.
Right. And so you all split your separate ways, and you bring Conrad to Bastian for assigning him to where he could best suit the ship's needs. And so he does Conrad is set up as not so much firing and loading the cannons, but as a maintenance person for any broken cannons, as well as his abilities as a tailor. He's kind of put under Candle, because Candle is in charge of repairs and supplies on the ship. Conrad now works as one of the repair people on the ship, because between his knowledge of cannons and firepower and his ability as a tailor, he can help Gaia with the sails, he can help Bastian with maintenance on the cannons. He's installed as an official member of the crew. And as repayment for being the 3 or 4, because Obit is included in this, the 4 who saved him, rescued him from the island. Using some supplies from the ship, he offers to create new outfits, custom tailored, for each of you.
Fuck yeah.
Nice! New duds?
New duds. So Merrick,
Update the character art.
You no longer have to wear the same robes that you've been wearing from the Institute, along with the oversized cloak. If you want, he can utilize that same clothing as part of the design. Really,
I do want
for
him to use
all of you.
I want him to use the oversized cloak.
Really, for all of you, he can utilize whatever clothing you already have, if it has sentimental value, as part of the design in the new outfits. But again, he wants to show off his ability as a tailor and show gratitude for rescuing him. So, custom outfits.
Hell yeah.
Time to
Nice.
update the character art.
With that, so yeah, come up with whatever you want.
Okay.
Figure out the character art by the next session, and we'll have it for what might actually end up being the finale. We'll see.
No, I like Merrick now. I want to stay with Merrick forever.
But with that, you finish up the day on the ship. Milos sleeping off his wounds, Gaia helping repair the ship wherever he can, Merrick helping restock, repair, and stow the cannons and their supplies. And you all go to sleep, tired, after an exceptionally long day. Merrick, as you are lying in your bunk, Coggin speaks to you. This is, again, difficult. Not because I don't want to tell you, or because I don't think you could understand it, but because it is just a difficult thing to explain. For you and I are far more similar than you may have believed up to this point.
What do you mean?
Your parents, you and I are brothers in a sense.
But, huh? What do you mean brothers?
Your parents created me, much in the same way that they made you.
I'm only 10, and we didn't get that far in the books. That they restricted that book. So, I don't really know how I was made. I have a lot of questions, and I kept asking my tutor, but she wouldn't answer that one.
You were not made like most children are made.
I'm special?
Very. Your parents, along with many of the people at the Institute, made a countless amount of creatures and experiments. All of them considered children by those who created them, their own children.
Okay.
You, to put it simply, Merrick, you were the culmination of your parents' work. They were attempting to create a being, a perfect life form as best they could. And while they never were able to create the perfect being, you were one of their greatest successes.
I'm sorry, this is a little funny.
For a time. And your parents were still your blood parents. They donated parts of their own body. They donated the cells. So they still created you, or you were still created similarly to how most children are, but it was calculated. And they wanted to make sure that you were the best Merrick that you could be. Previous attempts to create children ended poorly because they tried to make them fully grown and they rejected themselves, their life, what made them alive. And so to make you, they had to start naturally. You were grown from an embryo similar to what I am, to a baby, to an infant.
But my mom and dad were still my mom and dad, right?
They were still your mom and dad.
Okay. But I grew up in a jar?
No, you were born from a jar.
Okay.
But you grew up as Merrick. Otherwise, you would not be the person as great as you are that you are today.
But what makes me any different from any other kid or any other baby or anybody else?
Most other people have to... They don't get the privilege that you did starting off. They are not tailored to come out perfect, with as few flaws as possible. Many are born with many flaws. Many are born without innate magical gifts. Many are born without innate intellect, far superior to those around them.
So were you a second try or the first try?
I was the side effect of creating you.
What do you mean a side effect?
They created what they thought would be the perfect being, fully grown. But as I said, it rejected that. It couldn't accept suddenly being a full person. And so they had to dissect it. Take away parts, And some of those parts became me. And some of those parts became you, set aside to grow naturally, learn naturally.
I'm glad I know this, but I'm having a hard time knowing what to do with this information. Why are you telling me this now?
Because you asked.
Yeah, I did. Did they want the perfect son, and that's why they made me? They just wanted a baby?
Yes. In a way. Seeing how your friends treat you, that emotional connection, that love, was something I did not understand, something we did not understand, Merrick, at first.
Yeah.
Because it is not the same way that your parents felt. Your parents cared for you, but much in the same way that they cared about their greatest achievement. I think it was difficult for them to understand or to even feel the same kind of emotions that you feel for Milos and Gaia, and that they share for you.
So we were just a science project.
We were.
I think I'd like to be alone right now.
You're never alone, Merrick. But I understand.
Do I feel very alone right now?
This is Merrick's villain origin story.
And
I
as
just
you
roll over, eyes wide shut, at the side of the ship.
As you fall into a tumultuous sleep, dreams, a flurry, none that you can really grasp onto, race through your mind. Different thoughts, different emotions, and you toss and turn throughout the night. But the gentle rocking of the ship does give you some comfort. Gaia, as you are sleeping, you awake in the middle of the ocean, lying there on your back, floating face up. The sky has a light to it, but the sun has not risen yet. What do you do?
I'll just like wrap myself up, and I'm just gonna peer around the not coastline, but just around me and see if
Horizon?
the horizon. That's the word.
Looking around, you see nothing in every direction.
And then my next thing would be to dive down and look around and see if there's anything around me. Period.
As you dive below the waves, look around. It's the vast, empty ocean. But you do see, in the direction that the sun is rising, a flash of gold-green light.
Let's start swimming that way.
As you do, the flash fades away, and a gentle golden glow, tinted blue-green by the ocean, starts to grow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep swimming. I'm curious now.
As you continue swimming in that direction, the ocean around you starts to get brighter and brighter as the sun starts to rise. Golden beams of light, shafts of light start to appear in the ocean around you as the sun rises higher and higher, piercing through the ocean. And as you continue to swim, those shafts start to solidify into ribbons, waving back and forth. Similar to, think like the Northern Lights, how those appear, but instead of like the blue, green, purple of those, it is a brilliant gold, red, pink, all underwater, and you are swimming through it. And you hear a rumble echo through the water around you. You recognize it as the speech of dragons.
I'm gonna find a Loch Ness monster.
Here comes Cthulhu.
It calls out, and you hear the speech of dragons in particular. Like, there is Draconic, and humanoids will speak Draconic using similar grammar structures that make sense to us, but when actual dragons speak in Draconic, it's not the same. It's more like feelings, and it's difficult for you to understand as a human, because all you get is feelings or vibes, to use a less flowery term, and it's protection, protector, guard, shield. Good, just, virtue, caretaker. And as you continue to swim and hear these rumblings around you, the golden, red, pink ribbons of light solidify more. You blink, and it is a great golden serpent circling around you.
I'm gonna like watch it as it's swimming around me. I'm going to say
It's hard to get a reference for size when you're in the middle of the ocean. But as you look at this serpent, this golden dragon that is circling around you, you realize that if it were to come up in front of you, you wouldn't even be as big as one of its teeth.
Damn. That's a big boy.
or girl.
Girl. It's a big dragon.
Oh, I don't have it. That's big. I'm going to, do I have anything with me? Or is it just myself?
It's just yourself.
Okay. I'm gonna try and it's underwater, or is it
Underwater, yep.
so I'm gonna dive down and try to like get it, like face it.
Okay. You swim forward, trying to reach the dragon, and noticing your small movements, this massive world-eating creature adjusts and comes to rest directly in front of you, staring down at you, and you still feel those same vibrations, and it's those same ideas, concepts echoing over and over again. Protector, just, good, honor. There's a tint of sadness at this point, though, as it is addressing the reason why they need a protector. Loss, regret, sadness, pain.
I'm gonna kind of look over what I can see and see if it's like wounded or injured or anything like that.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
My first roll of the day. Ooh,
First
that's
roll
not
of the
pretty.
episode, I
That's not
think.
That is a 13.
You can't see the wound itself, but as you look down along the dragon's body, you see a cloud of red blood forming around the center, now that the dragon isn't moving anymore, clouding the water.
I'm gonna swim up to it and touch it, and I want to say Majak Dobar, and that's cure wounds.
Nice.
You cast the spell, and it's hard to get close. Like you swim up and you place your hand on the dragon's nose. Again, you are smaller than either one of its nostrils. You are about the size of one of its scales.
God.
You place a hand on its scale, and Majak Tobar, and you feel the magic go from you into the dragon. Its eyes close. The blood is still there, but you hear you hear new words added to this. Grateful. But it doesn't seem to be enough. What you're doing, and you start to piece together what the dragon is trying to say. You've been doing great things. You have been doing well protecting Nuri. Simple acts like this are not enough to save the lineage of dragons. Running is not enough to save the lineage of dragons.
I don't know what more I can do. I don't know where anyone else is.
Search. Find. Hunt. Protect.
I will find those that are left. I will keep them safe.
Gratitude swells. And you wake up in your cot. Nuri curled up next to you, possibly even smothering you depending on how you and Nuri sleep at night.
If it's anything like my dog, it's like right on top of my butt.
Just picture Nuri having a pillow over your face. I think you're muted.
I can't hear you. Yeah.
She still thinks she's a lap dragon.
Well, look, I have a 10-month-old fur dragon that thinks he's a lap dragon still. And I'm like,
He
"You're
is.
right."
All dogs are lap dogs.
All right. Waking up in the next morning, though, I think we should take a quick 5-minute break. I've got to refill my water, take care of some stuff. And for you, dear audience, we'll be right back. But for us, 5-minute break sound good?
I need a minute.
He's gonna
Cool.
cry.
Be back soon.
All right.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for sticking around. We just started with, or we ended with Gaia waking up from his dream. Milos. You wake up. Calmly.
Try to wiggle my
looking
hand.
All fingers wiggle. And looking around, the ship seems familiar. You know it's called the Lament, but you can't remember how you got here.
Patrice, are you here?
There's no one around at the moment who responds.
To Patrice, at least.
Milos is gonna get up and start wandering around.
As you go to get up, you realize your arms are mismatched. Your right arm, or rather your left arm, is the blue, kinda scaly arm tattooed that you recognize.
Do I get to re-add that to my inventory now?
Yes, you do. If you refresh your page, actually, you'll see a couple of things added.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
And on that arm, that you do recognize as your own, there's a gauntlet that you don't recognize, but fits like a glove. You can take it off if you want.
Fuck no.
But, like, it's not stuck to your arm. You can move it on and off. It's not cursed or anything. But it feels right being there. And then your other arm, you don't recognize. Copper in color, clawed, scaled. Strange.
Is there a mirror around?
Not that you can see. But you get up, you walk out of Pasha's office, and you do a double take. You don't know why you know that's Pasha's office, but you do know it's Pasha's office. And you know your way around the ship. You know which way you need to go to get wherever you want to go.
Milos, I think, would probably just go towards the main deck and get some fresh air.
Okay. Make your way up onto the main deck. Merrick. You've had a rough night of sleep.
Yeah.
You wake up, kind of tangled up in the blankets. Bedhead. And you've got your book that you were reading the night before tucked into your cot as well, along with the the scroll case next to you.
Mm-hmm.
And the bandolier of potions with only 2 potions in it.
I look around to see if it like fell out or something.
Give me a perception check.
Uh, 21.
Notice Coggin's flask is on the nightstand, unstoppered, and the liquid inside isn't the same clear liquid that it was before.
But it's not smoking?
No. The liquid inside has a red hue to it.
I think Coggin, are you okay? Coggin!
I'm here. I never left.
What happened? What's in your jar?
I was hungry.
What? You got your jar?
And if you will refresh your page and
Oh shit!
check the homunculus in the flask item, you have a couple new abilities.
Nope. We're throwing him off the boat.
Yeeting the fuck out that bitch.
We're throwing it off the boat.
The homunculus has new abilities?
Mm-hmm. Namely... Oh, I don't think I've got the item up anymore.
I'm not seeing anything new. Let me refresh again. Refresh.
It's not immediately noticeable.
Oh, okay.
Sentience and life support.
Because there's already so many things in it.
Uh-huh.
But if you look, it is...
Spellcasting focus?
Homunculus in the flask has the following properties. You can use this vial as a spellcasting focus for your spells while wearing or holding it. You gain a +1 bonus to spell attack rolls and to the saving throw DCs of your sorcerer spells.
Ooh, okay. I actually saw that yesterday.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it refreshed yesterday or not.
Okay.
And then...
I just thought it's always been there and I never noticed.
Just above languages, when you roll any hit dice to recover hit points while you are carrying the vial, you can regain 5 sorcery points. Once this ability is used, the homunculus in the flask must complete a long rest before this ability can be used again.
Nice. I never use sorcery points. I might start actually using those now.
I think you should be able to get a third one now.
So,
And
with
since
that,
you leveled up, you can also change them.
I can change
Your
your meta magic abilities, you can swap them around if you want to. Feel free to do that in between this session and next session if you want.
Got it. Cool. That's neat. Okay.
But yeah,
It's okay.
you all
I'm here with my cool dream.
and Gaia, you wake up from that dream.
Feeling determined.
Nuri is curled up on you.
Do you guys have a lizard dog? No, I do. So, screw your jar.
And that sword that you grabbed the day before,
Okay.
lying at the foot of the bed. Where you left it, like it's not like it crawled up into the bed with you or anything, but it's just leaned against like
It's a mimic.
It's just leaned up against the wall at the foot of your bed.
Alright. Is this morning?
Yep, morning.
Alright. Since I really didn't have time in the chaos to kind of inspect it and look at it, as I get up, stretch, and I'm gonna pull it out of its scabbard or sheath or whatever you want to call it. And
It
just kind of inspect it.
It is a long, thin blade.
Okay. No curve.
No curve. Straight. Not much of an edge to it. Like, you could use it as cutting, but comes to a very aggressive point.
Okay.
Looking
It's
it over,
stabbing.
like you can... It is remarkably well made for a sword.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the flexy thing you see people do all the time.
Yeah, and it, like, flexes down, comes back to true, flexes the opposite direction, comes back to true.
Ooh. And then I'm gonna look at the gems in the pommel and the handguard. Well, not handguard, but
I'm just kind of. So you said they're both what?
Very deep red garnets.
Yep.
Like almost black in how deep red they are. Think looking into a very dark wine.
Yeah. I'm gonna stow it next to my. So I'll have like my cutlass on one end, and I'll cinch that to my left side. Have my cutlass on my right side.
And I'll say each of you, with whatever magic items you have, you could choose one magic item to try to attune to during this time period and make an Arcana check. You don't get to know what the item is before you attune to it, but during your long rest, waking up and everything, you can attune to the item and learn its abilities. I mean, really, Milos, you...
Be the rapier.
There you go. Okay, I forgot that you did get, I forgot for a second that you got the full handful of stuff, so...
I'm surprised
Right.
it's not. Oh, you know what? Do you still have the ring? Is the ring on the hand on the arm you lost?
No, I put the ring on the right hand.
Yep. I wasn't gonna take that away. That would be rude.
You just find it on the severed body. He's like, I need it back. And put it on the other hand.
Metagame,
I
I
know what-
am going to need my horn back, but we'll get to there.
I want to attune to that cloak of many eyes.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so yeah, attuning to that cloak, it is the... let me pull up the actual magic item here.
Okay.
Is also kind of
Alright.
OP.
Yeah, so you got the cloak. Gaia, are you attuning to the sword?
Yep, it's the only thing I got to.
Alright. Oh, balls.
Do I get to know what it's called to add it to my equipment?
Yes, give me one moment
Okay.
though. Gaia, you attune to the weapon. It is a rapier. Can be used as a rapier. Of vengeance.
Ooh.
You no longer can unattune to it.
Oh.
Oops.
Hoshante.
So I'm just stuck with it. Awesome.
At least until you find a way to break the curse.
Last time Jeff just gave me a cursed item, I got killed because of it.
What was it?
A fucking axe of hatred or some shit.
You didn't actually die. You just almost caused an entire army to turn on you. But, Merrick, attuning to the robe. It is adorned with eye-like patterns. While you wear the robe, you gain the following benefits. It is the robe of eyes. Lets you see in all directions, and you have advantage on perception checks that rely on sight. You have dark vision out to a range of 120 feet.
Okay, already did.
You can see invisible creatures out to a range of 120 feet.
Dope.
The eyes on the robe can't be closed or averted.
Okay.
Although you can close or avert your own eyes, you are never considered to be doing so while wearing this robe. So, any effects that take a creature looking at you can't be avoided. So like the
Okay.
petrifying gaze, or the petrifying gaze of a basilisk, or the charming gaze of a vampire, can no longer be avoided. A light spell cast on the robe or a daylight spell cast within 5 feet of the robe causes you to be blinded for 1 minute.
Oh God.
Flashbang, motherfucker.
Keep that in mind for when we come across the vampire, since we already came across lichens.
And then, Milos, you pull the rapier out as you are standing on the deck of the ship and you're practicing it. Beautifully balanced. The steel that the blade is made of is it's the nice wavy design of a Damascus steel.
Ooh.
And the basket itself, whatever metal is used, has a pearlescent sheen to it. As I said, it's a white metal, and as you've got it pulled out in the morning light, it shines, reflects the sunlight like a pearl.
Okay.
And swinging it around, you get the feel for it. Rapier, +1. Magic bonus to both attack and damage.
Stellar.
Nice.
Look at you and not getting cursed.
Sir, have you looked at me yet?
I mean, you're kind of cursed, but rolling that.
Yeah, he's
one's on death saves is kind of a curse.
I don't need to curse.
Stitched together.
I don't need to curse T's character because he as a player is just cursed.
I don't know. Is he cursed? How many nat 20s in the past couple
Yeah, right.
sessions?
It's the
For
it's the
things
curse
that
of
don't
the
actually matter.
it's the curse of the extreme rolls.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got a couple of, we'll jump time a little bit. If any of you want to have scenes or talk to anybody on the ship, you have plenty of time to do so, as you're back at sea for about a week. Not enough to really get any downtime activities done, but enough to like identify all the items that came along, get Conrad your order for your customized fit.
I do have one thing I'd like to do.
Yes.
It would either be the next morning or shortly after. But around the ship, you notice Merrick is kind of like an angsty teen, but with less attitude, just like kind of pissed.
Angsty preteen.
Yeah. And at one point, which of you said you were really good at lockpicking? Okay, yeah, right. So now that you're up and around, one morning, Merrick comes to you. His backpack. Milos,
Yes, my child.
I'm not your son. But I reach in my
There's something
bag
in me that says otherwise, but sure.
and I pull out a journal with a lock on it. I say, get this fucker open.
Use your good hand.
Alright.
Owen and Merjin give this to me. Sorry, Orsa and Merjin gave this to me.
Who?
The people that made me. People that I called mother and father. And I want to know what the hell is in it.
Do you want me to ask what's going on, or is this just a, hey, open this for me?
Just get it open, please.
Alright. Am I rolling thieves' tools?
Give me a thieves' tools check.
That's plus 11. 13 plus 11 makes 24.
This lock. For one, it's a lock on a book, so it's already small. It's made by gnomes who are known for their precise mechanical ingenuity. So it's even more tightly built than what you would expect a normal book lock to be. And third, you can tell as you are picking away at it. They used magic to make this lock even more precise than anyone could by mundane means.
You guys are
Try. You catch one of the tumblers. Lock it into place. Go for the second tumbler. Lock it into place. Go for the third tumbler. And your tools slip.
Son of a bitch!
You don't think you're going to be able to get this open.
I've come across a lot of locks. I cannot figure this fucking thing out.
God, why? Why would they give this to me with an impossible lock? Why would they give anything to me? Who can get this open?
There's magic involved, and that's not my forte, kid.
Who on the ship would I know would be really good at magic?
Pasha,
That's a tough
obviously.
one. That's a tough one, because there's not a ton of... Like, there's not a wizard on board.
I'm gonna go to you because I know he's good with his hands.
No.
Just kidding.
The person that you've seen the most capable with magic would probably be Myth.
Fine, thank you. I just grab it
Bye, kid.
and I go find Myth. I'm just like going down the halls. Myth! Myth!
You get to the depths of the ship and you hear a groggy. Yes, I'm here. This room, down here.
Were you sleeping? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm going through a lot right now, but I need... Can you help me?
As you come around the corner into the room, there is Myth, the polished white tiefling, completely nude from the waist up with just a blanket wrapped around their waist as they're sitting on the edge of the bed.
We need to contact HR.
Well, they don't they don't have breasts per se.
Oh.
They have a slender masculine form.
Uh-huh.
And it's weird looking at their body in this light because they look like they are made of stone. Like the way that they are stretching like this, it looks, you come around the corner and it looks like one of those Greek statues. As Myth is just like, yes.
I like your new body, by the way.
Damn, Eric
It
really
is
is
grown
going
on
through some
me.
changes.
It has grown on me. That is for sure. But you said you needed some help?
Yes. I just hold out the journal. This lock is impossible, and I need to know what's in this book.
I don't know if this is my, I don't know how much I can help.
But it's magic.
Yes. What do you hope to learn from this?
Who I am, I guess? If I'm being honest. My parents gave me that book right before they shoved me out a window. And it's locked. And I'm supposed to give it to somebody, but I never could find them, and I want to know what's in it because I deserve to know what's in it.
Myth gently caresses your cheek. I understand wanting to know. But this book... And they turn their wrist and the book disappears. Isn't going to tell you who you are. You have shown who you are, Merrick. A loving, kind-hearted, brave gnome who helps his friends, who feels deeply. They flick their wrist again and the book appears in the other hand. No book is ever going to tell you that.
But it's all been a lie.
What has? Who you are? What you've been doing?
My whole life. Nobody
How
wanted
so?
me. They just wanted the D&D equivalent of a Nobel Prize.
We have many pasts here on the ship. Many people who have come from places where they were not wanted. And the reason they've come here, the reason we have all found ourselves here as part of this crew, is because we found a place where we were wanted. My family was not great. They did terrible things. Had terrible things done to them. And so I left. And I found a new family. Made of my own wants. and my own feelings. I can, if you give me some time, I can try to find a way into this book. But it is important to remember that this book is not going to tell you who you are any more than that piss pot over there.
I was wondering what that smell was.
Piss.
It's a fitting name for the pot then.
I do not like to go out onto the bow of the ship and pee there.
So you mean I get to choose?
Where you piss?
Who I
Yes,
am?
if you want to. I always.
I mean, yeah. I might get a pot. That sounds nice. But I get to choose who I am and who my family is?
Always. I know we are not humans, you and I, but there is a saying that they have that I came across, and
You can die and become somebody new.
the term for a human is a human being, and there is an innate verbiage there. They are not a human are, a human was. They are a human being, someone who is constantly existing, living, and life is change. Any stagnation means death. That change can be chosen. Sometimes it is acted upon you, but more often than not, it is change we choose. And who you are, that being, is up to you. Yeah.
Thanks, Smith. Can you still try to get the book open?
I will study. Hold on to the book for now. And they hand it back to you. Hold on to the
Shove
book
it
for
in the
now.
bag.
And I will let you know if I come across something that I think may help. Agreed?
Agreed. And I give them a hug.
They lift you up into their arms.
You're softer than you look.
Oh. Yes. Now, don't dwell on such negative thoughts. There's too much joy to be had here.
Okay, I'll try.
And they stand up fully, the blanket drops away.
What am I looking at?
You are staring at
Something.
smooth pelvis.
Huh.
There's nothing there.
They're an angel from Dogma.
It's a reptilian.
The Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Looking at a Ken doll
That-
with a Barbie head.
Yep.
That's not what I thought that would look like. The books show different. But now I know.
What books are you looking at?
What,
Now
my
I know.
legs?
You better give me back my copy of Rusty Ark.
And you see like
Rusty
the
Ark.
cloven hooves that come up to like the double knee. And like yes, most humans and other creatures have the regular knee, but I have come quite fond of the double knee since, you know, as a tabaxi, I also had the double knee.
Mm-hmm.
You can jump really high.
And Merrick's just gonna slowly back out of the room, but he's not gonna turn away. He's just like
Soaking
staring.
it all in.
And like turns the corner.
Gaia, Milos, is there any interaction or conversation you would like to have? Someone you would like to search for, or pick out?
I don't innately know anything about this rapier other than that, like, I want to use it. Right? Currently.
Is +1 rapier?
Currently.
Yeah, currently +1 rapier. You want to use it? Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't have anybody that I want to like go seek out. I'm assuming we're like the three of us have our, daily conversations and stuff over this time period. And if I can't spend time to teach Nuri anything, then yeah, well, have a nice little moment with my dragon puppy. You're getting so big, my girl.
This is a little metagaming here, Lucas. Do you not want to use the item that you got at the beginning of the campaign?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
I don't, and I'm titillated.
I technically am using it because of the resistance to cold damage.
Okay.
Spill! What is it?
I have that rune. So the rune has two functions. I can have it with me, and I can use it to ignite things, and I can also use it to maintain my resistance to cold damage or extinguish flames. I can also use it to imbue its power into an item. So I can put it in a weapon, so I do an extra d6 fire damage, or I can put it into armor, which makes the armor resistant to cold damage.
Hell yeah.
Which I think is kind of a little weird that, like, why would you...
That you get the resistance if you hold on to it.
Or if you put it in the armor.
You just get the resistance, yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't something forgotten about.
Nope. I wholeheartedly am supposed to be frontlining, so I need the resistances. And the d6 of fire damage I can do with Nuri, so...
Alright. With that then, the week passes by somewhat uneventfully. You repair the ship to the best of your abilities. The wounds left by the rock are still there, both personally and as part of the ship.
Can Milos have used that week to learn about the items he picked up?
Yeah, sure. So, to identify all the items that you picked up. Merrick, the scroll case, level 4 confusion, level 5 far step.
Ooh.
Far step.
The potions, potion of invulnerability, potion of diminution. It's a hard word for me to say. Diminution. Diminution? You make yourself diminutive.
Which means what?
Small.
Okay.
Or than
Smaller
you
than
are.
I am? Yeah. You said a potion of invisibility?
Invulnerability.
Invulnerability. Cool.
You're going full Ant-Man.
Okay.
And then Milos. Oh, that trident. Gaius, since you do also have
technically
that.
I have the trident, that's right.
Trident of Fish Command.
Ooh, nice.
The ring that you picked up, Milos. Ring of Warmth.
Okay.
Rapier +1.
Dope. And then what was the armor? Just studded leather?
Studded leather armor.
Okay, cool.
It's a fine leather coat sewn with electrum. It's worth a pretty penny. It's worth like 250 gold.
I'll keep that in mind.
But for the most part,
Oh yeah, how much gold did I get from that handful of jewels?
I mean, it's hard to give a specific like gold value for the handful of jewels that you grabbed. You've got a steel ring brooch inlaid with silver. You grabbed a silver torque engraved with draconic runes, a jasper brazier inlaid with ornate electrum scroll work.
Okay, so just a handful of stuff.
Yep.
Can't imagine.
An ivory shield brooch inlaid with no, that was a different one. Sorry, that was one that you found, Milos, and you didn't grab.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
And then a couple of like gold rings or like gold or silver rings with assorted gems in it. Altogether, you assume that it's probably worth a good like 600 gold pieces, about, give or take
If we
200.
ever get back to a society.
Yeah, give or take 200, but you can add it to the ship's stores. Since he is part of the crew now, Conrad offered up the crate of rations to add to the ship's supplies of food, as well as a decanter of endless water.
Oh.
It still needs to be rationed out because, well, it is technically endless. It can be dried out if used too quickly in a short period of time. But you now have this as a way to refill water stocks. So water is no longer an issue on the ship.
Solid.
So weeks go by, or about a week goes by. And Milos, you do your usual check of the bloodstone. And I actually need to check something on that, because I need to see what happens if specific things take place.
Always reassuring to hear.
Love that for us.
Okay, so yeah, you use it, and one day, instead of it being the alarmingly close few miles back, you instead sense hundreds of miles away.
Would Milo still have the memory of what the bloodstone is for, or is that going to be a fuzzy memory?
It's fuzzy. We can meta it a little bit that you've talked to Bastion and Lizzie about why the bloodstone was important.
Okay.
You're still not sure exactly why, because they didn't get the full story. There's
Gotcha.
there was some. You described her as some wet bitch, that she was one of the people who attacked us when you first met us, and so like that's kind of as far as you get.
Okay.
She attacked the crew, one of the few things that does come back is your connection to the crew.
Okay.
Your care for them.
Gotcha.
Because that's part of the reason why you came back as you did.
Yep.
And so, the fact that she attacked the crew, you're just like, okay.
Fuck that
I don't know
bitch.
I don't know who this bitch is, but she's coming after us. She's gonna have to go through me first. But yeah, so like several miles away the day before. The next day, hundreds upon hundreds of miles away.
Yeah, I don't think Milos would
she
tell anybody
travels
about that. I
fast.
think he would just keep it to himself.
How'd she get that far? That fast?
I have my theories. How far have we traveled?
From Saltshear, a good couple hundred miles.
That's it?
I mean,
Damn. Things were slow back then.
yeah. Think about it this way, you're only traveling, like, what is it? It's 16 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. And that's at the best of days with the wind fully at your back. Full sails.
Yeah. So other days were less wind, stagnant.
Yeah, your
Literally,
ship
that's
can
as
pretty
fast as
much
you can
go...
running.
Your ship can pretty much go anywhere from 14 knots to 2 knots, which 14 knots is like 16 miles an hour, 2 knots is about 2.5. So there are some days where you are barely moving forward faster than walking speed.
God. Even my walking speed?
Yeah.
Yep. Jeez.
And so you've been out at sea a couple of months at this point, a few months at this point. You're beyond the edge of any map.
Ah.
And you you're hundreds, if not thousands of miles away from Saltshear, where you initially set off. And so yeah, it is hundreds upon hundreds, if not thousands of miles away that the Bloodstone is reading the target of the spell.
At
whomever that
most,
may
if
be.
we were gone for 5 months and managed to hit 16 knots a day, that's only 2,400 miles at the most to be traveling.
So yeah, around 2,000 miles. You're probably around 1,800 away with just average travel speed and everything. So, but yeah, because there hasn't been anything happening, a small party is thrown on the main deck one night. Everyone's there. Like, they kind of just let the
Where else
ship...
they gonna be?
Yeah, they kind of just let the ship float dead in the water. They don't worry too much about guiding it anywhere because, again, you're out in the middle of nowhere. You've got supplies for the next, like, month or so, and you don't need to worry too much about reaching land. So a big party is thrown on. Everyone is there wearing their nicest gear, which for the three of you is probably the customized, tailored suit.
New duds.
And I would like to take a moment for you to describe what exactly you asked of Conrad. We'll start with, just because we'll go from top to bottom on my screen, we'll start with Merrick.
Merrick, in order to embrace this new pirate lifestyle and family that he's learning to choose, wants to look like a pirate. So, I want my own little coat with like long tails, and it's green
Okay.
because it goes well with my red hair, my favorite color. So it's like a dark green coat with some gold lining trim, big gold buttons. Underneath, just one of those, it's kind of like this, with, you know, those things. Whatever you call that.
Mm-hmm. Bolo tie?
No, not a
No,
bolo.
you're
It's
talking
like
about
it's
the
like a
shirt
shirt
that has the little
with the
hockey
crisscrossy.
V.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I see.
With another little vest on just over that, between that and the coat. I have pants. I have my own little boots. I kind of got. I've been wearing like slippers for the most part, so
Mhm.
it's been.
Is Boser's audio slipping for anybody else?
Just a little bit.
My God.
I think it's just because he's moving around a bunch and like he was bumping it a little bit. I think that's the main reason.
And it's probably my internet is garbage.
Now we're good.
Yeah, it's coming through clear now.
Okay, good. And I did want my own little tricorn hat.
Nice. All right. Love it. So yeah, you come out strutting onto the deck in your new pirate garb. The cloak that you had turned into a full pirate's coat.
Nice. Yeah.
With
And
like
instead of cogging on a backpack, I have him strapped.
not
to his side,
ooh,
just
very
inside the
nice.
coat.
Yeah. And so you've got this full like I don't know how much fantasy, like high fantasy imagery you see and look into, Boser, but like there's a really cool thing that I always like of the book strap. Like it comes over the shoulder, it belts around the waist,
Yeah.
and then there's like the book right here.
So cool.
And that's what you have Coggin in.
Yeah. So cool.
And then
I love those.
and then there's a book strap just behind that as well, so you can kind of have like a book on the hidden holster inside your coat as well if you want.
My God, I can't wait to make my new Hero Forge.
And then Gaia.
Guy's gonna be wearing the same kind of colored serpent scale mail, but instead of carrying a bag around, Nuri is big now, so he doesn't have to worry about that. So I'm gonna take some of the of that room, and I'm gonna have a nice little hood. It's gonna be a little brighter, a little like still leather, but not as nearly as dark as the scales are.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the pants. They're gonna brighten up a little bit just to kind of get out of this dark dreariness. And I think I'm gonna have him try to ornate them a little bit. The fringes and stuff, but nothing crazy colored. I still want to maintain a decent level of secrecy. I could be able to hide easily. Don't want to be too shiny.
Nice. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. And then, Milos, with your new form, your new body, what did you request?
Yeah, Milos had been wearing hand-me-downs for so long from just anybody larger than him that had excess clothing. Milos would probably have his old scholarly fits kind of reupholstered and sized to fit him now more accordingly, so he can go back to his more educated, hide in plain sight look that he has not been able to acquire in a very long time.
Nice. Alright. So yeah, the three of you, like, Merrick first walks up the stairs, flaunting his new coat a little bit as he's walking out.
Stopping my boots.
Gaia walking up behind him, up the stairs, placing a hand on Merrick's shoulder. Milos coming up on the other side, placing a hand on Merrick's shoulder as well. The three of you standing there. The main deck is alit. You see that the magic users on the boat went all out, put up dancing lights all around to look like string lights from the mast to the corners of the boat.
Nice.
There are some lanterns up as well, but it is brightly lit. Everyone can see everyone. Drinks are being shared aplenty. Bastian has his weird instrument out that you've never seen before, and he's playing it. It's the one where he's like, he has to open and close it. Sounds kind of like an accordion, but there's also a crank on it as he's going.
Okay.
There's like 12 different instruments out, all playing simultaneously, but playing along with each other. That like each of you have only ever seen like 3 of these instruments, and there's 2 or 3 that none of you have ever seen before. People are having a great time. There's dancing. There's some competitions going on. Like Lizzie is at a table with a line of people coming to sit up at it as she's going. She's got one of her daggers, and you see her hand moving as a blur, stabbing in between each of the fingers and going back.
Milos is absolutely going to play.
You see Bastian like playing, and at some point he puts down the instrument that he's playing, and he goes to a table, does a couple of like, there's arm wrestling matches. He picks up an entire bench, and like you see him and Log like trying to prove who's stronger. As Log picks up a bench with like 3 people on it, Bastian just lifts an entire table, and then the other bench on the other side of the table. Yeah, right. There's there's a couple of people who are at the edge of the ship, at the banister, and like one person is throwing lit up. You see Obit, like he grabs a disc, essentially, uses light on it, and throws it out as far as he can over the water. And you see a couple of people with bows, crossbows, firing at it. And then you see every time as it's about to hit the water, it just explodes in a puff of smoke, with Conrad right next to Obit, just blowing the smoke off of his barrel, twirls it and puts it away. And so you have an entire deck of people in front of you. Where would each of you like to go for the night?
Milos is going to show up Lizzie without a shadow of a doubt.
Gaia?
This is my first party.
There's drinking competitions as well, like any kind of competition or that you want to try and prove yourself in, there's bound to be people who are willing to test themselves against you. The 3 of you in particular have managed to stand out. You're not quite as well known as the officers, but like almost everyone knows who you are because of your adventures so far.
We tend to make scenes.
Exactly.
For sure.
For the reason that the ship got destroyed, you know.
I'm gonna Robin Hood this.
Okay.
With the I'm gonna sit here and challenge anybody to a bow shooting contest. Crossbow.
Yeah.
Crossbow, bow. I can out aim any of you.
Yeah, so you go over to the side of the boat where Obit is with the, as he's throwing it's basically clay pigeon shooting, as he's like tossing these discs out and people are firing at them as it's flying through the air, so. And then, Merrick, where do you end up going?
Where are the drinks?
Absolutely.
Everywhere.
Absolutely.
Everywhere. Yeah, Milos, you walked off.
The cook.
Most likely Vaughn, the cook. I mean, again, there's drinks everywhere. You see tankards of mead and grog and ale and rum all over the ship. So like, there's no one really serving them. It's just grab a mug and pour yourself something.
So I grab a mug and I go up to one of the scoop. Is it like a tap?
It's a tap. And so,
Okay.
like, no one stops you.
I look around like, am I allowed to do this?
The only person that you see looking at you is you, who's just like, his hands are in his pocket, and he's just like,
Ew!
Nope, we're done with that.
Scene change. Hard phase.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just take a little sip.
Give me a D4 roll.
Okay. They're hard to get to. Here we go. Cocked. Hold on. 4!
It burns, like, as you take the sip. It burns. There's a sweetness to it. And a spice. Not like spicy, but like like cinnamon or nutmeg. Like something akin to that kind of spice.
I take another sip.
Doesn't burn as bad with the second sip. It's warm. Yeah. It still burns, and like, you have to be careful. You know, you with taking those sips at first, you know better than to throw the entire thing back.
Uh-huh.
But whatever this is, you've never had anything like it before.
So I'm just gonna, for a little bit, I'm just gonna sip this and just like watch the dancing and listen to the music, because I've never been to a party. I don't know what you're supposed to do, and I'm just observing and watching what people do while I'm having my first drink at 10.
Yep.
Because I'm a pirate, motherfuckers.
I'm a pirate.
So yeah, you sip on that. At some point, Beishin does come along.
What do you have there? What are you drinking on?
I don't know what they call it, but I call it pirate juice.
Do you mind?
Do I mind what?
Good. Could I see you for a second?
He takes the mug and
Oh. Not even pirates have full mugs of these.
and he hands you a different mug.
You should have some of these first, and then I will get you another drink, okay?
Okay. I'm officially part of the crew now, you know. I'm a pirate monkey. Nope, that's not right.
Powder. No. Monkey powder.
Yeah.
And walks away.
Yeah. I love you, Bastion!
And what he gave you is water, and then he does come back with some mead a little bit later.
Nice.
Because what you were drinking was straight rum, and you had like half a glass of it.
I am drunk!
Gaia, you've got there's like a dozen people here, all firing at the same target at once. And so with you coming up and like wanting to actually challenge people, because this was more just people seeing if they could hit the target, now they want to have an actual competition. And so you're up first.
Let's go.
As Obit is just like, alright, there will be 10 targets. Depending on how well you hit them, you get points. There are 3 layers to each target. First layer, or center of the target, you get 5 points. Outer ring, you get 3 points. Or middle ring, you get 3 points. Outer ring, you get a single point. Basically, if you hit the target, you're going to get at least 1 point. Understood? Good. I don't want to say it again. Ready? And he's like kind of juggling the discs in his hand. 3, 2, 1. And he starts throwing them up one after the other. And if you could give me 10 attack rolls with your bow.
I just cheat and Halo Thorns. You can't miss with
my
a shotgun. Alright, 10 attack rolls. I might just...
Yep.
Okay. Can I actually just do it this way? I'm just gonna roll 10d20. And I'll add the modifiers as we go.
Let's go.
Oh, it won't let me see. Okay, I lied. It won't let me. There it is.
I will say, if you just want to try and bullseye each one, we could call it a called shot, and you could just roll at disadvantage for every fire.
Do I want
Up
to?
to
I
you.
mean, that's ideally what I would be doing. So yeah, let's. Okay.
All right.
All right. I guess I will have to roll. So the first one is a 18.
18. All right.
Second one is a 18.
Nice.
Third one is a 17.
Okay.
Ooh, fourth one's a nat 1. Fifth one is a 24.
Nice.
Fifth one is a 30-20.
Okay.
Oh, I got stuck. Get out of the tower.
So here, real quick, hold on to that die roll, but like, Obit's throwing these discs up, and you take the time, like, you don't fire immediately as it goes out, you wait for it to start dropping, and then release. 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 First one, bullseye. You see the first 3 discs land face up with an arrow, dead center. Like, in the middle of each circle, there's a little X just so that Obit had something to draw off of. All 3 arrows in the middle of that X. Fourth arrow. One of the people behind you, you don't know if it was on purpose or on accident, but ended up tipping the bottom of your bow. Shot goes far and wide.
Nudge the back of my elbow. You motherfucker. And then
what is that? 5th shot. Boom! Another bullseye. And this one, the target actually lands. You had 1, 2, 3. That target lands on top of the other 3 as it hits the water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6th shot. Fire. And another bullseye. Alright, so 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Last 4 shots.
7th is a 14.
14.
Getting worse. 8th is a 10.
Okay.
Let's see. 9th is a 13. Start out real strong. And the last one is a 16.
You choke. Fire, you miss. Nope. Fire again, miss again. Fire 3rd time. 3rd one, tips the target, but doesn't embed itself in it. And you just hear, oh, but unfortunately, that's not gonna count. Last shot, you take your time, and as it's about to hit the water, you release, catching it just. You see a little spray of water as it hits, and then bounces. And you hear someone go, that one doesn't count, it hit the water first. Nah, my eye for detail is much better than yours, much keener. And I'm saying that one counted. Guy, good job. That means that you got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is that? 6 times 3, 18? No. Yeah. So a total of 18 points. And you know what? I'll give you a bonus point for that little bit of style right there with the three in a row, and then the fourth one landed on top. So you get a grand total of 19 points on this one, Gaia. A couple of other people come up.
Okay.
A couple of other people come up, and first two bomb it. Like, they hit a couple of the targets, or they hit the majority of the targets, but none of them are bullseyes. And so, like, both it's a 13 and a 14 as far as their total scores go. Next person comes up. You hold your breath a little bit because they're nailing bullseye, but partway through they also choke. They miss one entirely, and then after that it seems like they're being a little bit more, they're just trying to hit the targets after that point rather than going for precise shots. So they end up with an 18 total. And then Conrad comes up.
Oh, damn you, Conrad.
I would like to get in on this if that's at all possible. Are we waging any money? Gaia?
I can afford to wage some money. It's all in good fun. I'll put up.
I will bet you 10 gold that I can beat your score.
Sure. I'm down for it. We can make this happen.
All right, and he pulls the rifle off of his shoulder, makes sure that he has enough bullets in it.
I'm like, this is for bows.
I am actually going to have to, well, this is unfortunate, because I don't think, he has to reload after every shot with that one. And so he just goes, actually, puts the rifle away and pulls out the 2 pistols on his hip. I'm going to have to use 2 separate weapons. And first shot, I'll actually erase yours so I can write these down as they come up.
Oh, man.
And he's going to do the same thing as you, so that's going to be a...
I have a hard time believing he's going to be worse than me, though.
Quick
13.
disclaimer, I have to leave in 15 minutes.
Oh, that's cocked.
Uh-oh.
13 and 18. Okay, that one's good. So, for the first half of the shots, you see him using... He's got one pistol up like this, the other one out. And he's got one eye closed, fully extended. Fires. Misses one. Damn it. Second one. Bullseye. Flips the pistol. You hear a click, click. Third one. Misses. Son of a bitch. Flips it again. Fires. Another bullseye. Fifth one comes down, fires. Another bullseye. So he's got, right now he is 3 for 6. Or 3 for 5, I'm sorry. And then, nope. Yes. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, brings down the other one, misses, flips it around. You hear click, click. Hits. Bullseye. Flips it around. Misfire. You hear a click, but no explosion. Just goes, damn it. Throws both the pistols down, pulls the rifle off of his shoulder. And you see the 2 discs, the second one thrown, or the second to last one thrown, hovers in the air a little bit longer as the last one thrown lines up with it. Fires. Hits both of them. Bullseye. I rolled 2 nat 20s.
Jesus.
Nice.
For
That's
a disadvantage. And so, I rolled 2 nat 20s on a disadvantage, and then the last one was like an 18 to hit. Or I rolled like a 12 and an 18, and that 12 was still enough to hit, so I'm just like, we'll make this look really fucking cool.
Nice.
So,
Got lucky.
a total 6 out of 10 bullseyes. For a total of 18. And Obit's just like, well, you know what? That last shot was really fucking cool. So I'm gonna give you a style point on that one for a grand total of 19.
It's a tie.
And Conrad just like looks at the broken, mangled pistol, or not broken, mangled, but the misfired pistol, and he lifts it up, and you see that like one, or the lever on the back, the hammer, is just kind of like free hanging.
It's gonna explode.
Uh-oh.
Well, a deal is a deal. And he hands you 5 gold.
And I'll hand him 5 gold.
There you go.
Perfect. A pleasure. And if you ever want to shoot the shit again, know that I will be pleased to.
Funny guy.
Milos, with you.
Is it safe to assume Gaia would have returned Milos's horn?
At some point, yeah.
Milos is going to approach Lizzie. Let's make this interesting. My horn for your flask.
You're on. And she throws her hand down on the table, pulls out the dagger. Oh, flips it around so that it's like back held, and then, no. You can start.
That's fine.
Do you put your own hand, or are you playing on someone else's hand?
Your own hand.
Okay.
That's a 28.
Ooh, okay.
17 plus 11.
Nice. Oh,
For a
plus
sleight of hand?
11.
For sleight of hand.
Nice.
Simple.
Expertise, my boy. But just disclaimer, I'm hard out at 11. I gotta get going.
Yep. What was your total?
28.
Nat 20
That bitch.
plus 8.
So at this point, we gotta go best 2 out of 3 then.
And like you do your thing, and it is super intricate. You do like thumb. You always start here, and then you get to decide the pattern after that point, and it always has to just come back. Like you do whatever, come back to in between thumb and pointer finger, another place, and like in between every place, you come back to in between the thumb and pointer finger as your base. And so you do a pattern on that. No nicks. You show your hand. Nothing. No cuts. No wounds. Lizzie goes, huh, okay. And perfectly copies your pattern with her own. My turn. She does not one as intricate as what you just did, but you can tell that she's kind of starting off a little slow to try and build up.
29.
Would you 29? You end up like she starts doing hers and you start matching it as she's doing it. And then you continue and like do it, speed up, go faster than her, and do the same thing that she was doing twice in the amount of time that it took her to do one.
Nice.
You are not winning this. She pulls the flask out, throws the entire thing back.
You hear across the deck, "Get it, Lizzie!" Woo! Just swinging around the mast.
And you see her, like, loll back and forth slowly. And then get a look, an expression passes across her face that I don't know if you've actually seen. But Gaia, you've seen this once before. She slams her hand down on the table. Is flipping the knife around constantly. And then just starts, like, you hear a as she's just pounding the knife into the table. And for this one, rather than sleight of hand,
Ah, you bitch, I got a 30.
rather than sleight of hand, you need to roll as many attack actions as you can. And it doesn't count. You tell me what the total is, however many attack actions you can take in a round.
I'm missing what you're saying here.
So you roll an attack. You roll an attack with your dagger. You just have one attack per action.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that allows you to make? I mean, technically, you can do a bonus action attack for.
Oh yeah, because technically,
so we'll count.
Yeah.
We'll count that. So you can do 2, and then anything that allows you to do another one.
I don't think so.
Then give me 2 dagger attacks and tell me what the total number is on those 2 dagger
number?
attacks. Let me know if either one of them total is below 10.
So the first dagger attack is only a 21. The second one's a 23.
So total of 44.
44.
Ooh, okay. Her first one is a 13.
Oof.
Second one is a 27.
So 30 to 44.
40 to 44.
40 to 44. Yep, I forgot to carry the 1.
And you see that she is falling behind, and she uses a key point to make a bonus action attack again.
Horse shit, that's not how this game is played.
For a 26.
I do have something.
Okay.
I'm going to use the Gauntlet of Torm to switch us.
That's not going to give you another attack.
But I can take her attack onto my hand.
Yes, but in the context of the game, her going around your hand.
Horse
what are you
shit,
trying
changing the rules.
What are you trying to do?
I just want to swap places with her so when she's in the middle of doing it, it just like disrupts her flow because she's no longer where she was.
Okay, I'll say that she gets disadvantage on that last attack then.
That math does not change her. She has a +8. There's no way I win this.
Still a total of 15 added on for that last attack. So, you are tied currently. Yeah, because you tied in the first round, you won the second round, she won the third round. So this is for... And she is just furiously eyeing you down. Like, not looking at her hand. And so this time, she's trying to go for cool points. She's not looking. She's going to make everything at disadvantage, but the same rules.
So we're doing attacks again?
Yep. And so she's making everything at disadvantage. She saw what you were trying to do, and she's just like, nope.
First roll was a 19 and a nat 20.
Nice.
You don't need to do this at... I mean, are you doing it at disadvantage as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, she rolled her first one an 11. Second one, 19. And third one... Oh no, first one was a 10. Second one was 19, third one was 11.
So my total with just the 2 is 53.
53.
Nice. Milos wins.
Damn. So like what? A
20, 18,
28.
and 17.
Jesus. So yeah, she's furiously like going at it, and you match her gaze, like, nope. And again, same thing as that second round, where you start matching her pattern. Pick up the speed, and by the end of it, you're doing the same pattern she started off doing, but twice as fast. And she just like eventually just, you do that, slam the dagger into the table, and she's just like slams it down. Damn it! I hate you.
I take the flask
off of her
and I
belt.
tap her on the cheek. Better luck next time, kid.
You
And I'm
try
gonna
to
walk
tap her
over
on
to
the cheek.
captain.
You try to tap her on the cheek, and she like grabs your wrist, flips it around, and places it on your own cheek. But you've come a long way. I'll catch you later. And she tumbles, like just tips backwards, the chair falls over, and she rolls, like does backward somersaults out of sight into the crowd. And you see her like pop up, like she's hopping up from the roll. Okay, I need a new drinking vessel.
I'm gonna just walk past the captain. I'm gonna hold up the flask. Yeah, your daughter's gonna be a bitch for a few days.
Good. And you see the slightest hint of a smile on Captain Darrow's face.
I don't acknowledge it because I don't want her to never do it again, so I just keep going.
And as the night goes on, joyous times are had, drinks shared, memories made, contests won, lost, or tied. And deep, deep into the night, as people are enjoying their late night buzz, you hear the alarm bell go off.
Oh, fuck.
I don't like that.
As the three of you, with your ridiculously high passive perceptions, see a ship. The masts first start rising up out of the water, not 50 feet away from the Lament.
Johnny Depp at the helm.
No.
And you all hear,
Orlando Bloom is.
you all hear echoing across the still water. Oh, little brother, you didn't think I would forget about you, did you?
Your stone's broken.
And that is where we will call tonight's session.
Nice little unwind episode from the severity of last week.
And for the... Yeah, so to little peek behind the curtain, this next session or the session after that is probably going to be the final session for Beyond the Edge. We are coming to a close. It just kind of depends on how quickly we get through the combat. I don't want to call it...
What combat?
Right. I don't want to call
We're
it prematurely,
fleeing.
but depending on how this encounter goes,
Oh man.
we're going to be finishing it with the end of this encounter. So,
Scared.
but yeah, until next time, I've been your DM, Jeff Sitz.
I've been your crybaby Boser.
I've been here. I don't know.
I'm the reborn Milos.
And until next time, y'all just keep geeking out.
Bye.
Take care.